Hey everybody, Mr. Kindel here to read you a story called Real Heroes Don't Wear Capes. 48, 49, 50. My friend Ben keeps count while I bounce my pogo stick. 50 bounces, the most I've ever done. My little brother Dex cheers me on. Ethan, go for 60. But on 56, I lose my balance and hop off. 56, I yell. It's my new record. I've been working on my new bounce record for a whole week, ever since I got my new pogo stick. Bouncing makes me feel like I'm walking on the moon. I could bounce all day. But Dex wants to try, so I help him climb on. Meanwhile, I fill Ben in on some pogo stick trivia. Did you know that in the 1960s you could buy a pogo stick with a motor? I tell Ben. It could bounce 12 feet in the air. Ben laughs. Ethan, how do you fit so many weird facts in your brain? Okay, so I'm a trivia nut, but you wouldn't believe the cool stuff that most people don't know. Did you know the longest piece of pasta ever made was 418 feet from end to end? I asked the cafeteria lady. She's speechless. Did you know that scientists found a 160 million year old fossil of dinosaur vomit? I tell Cindy Lopez on our field trip. I'm not sure if she's listening though, because she kind of looks like pale. She doesn't feel well at all. Did you know that Thomas Edison didn't like going to sleep either? I said to Dex, who was too wound up at bedtime. Come on, I'll read to you about pogo sticks. Taken out every book in the library on pogo sticks. I've already read the ups and downs of pogo sticking, and it's a spring thing. Tonight I open Pogomania, and that's when I see it. Hey Dex, I say. This guy was from Plainville, from our town. I flip the page. It says here that Boeing Bauer bounced 3,000 miles through wind, rain, and snow over mountains and across deserts, I tell Dex. It took him over 6 months to do it. What a hero. Dex's eyes got big. Wow, can we meet him? I wish we could, I say. I explain how Boeing lived a long life in Plainville, but that he died in 1970. Dex finally falls asleep. I curl up in bed wondering why I've never heard of Boeing Bauer. I bet nobody else in Plainville has either. That night I dream that Boeing and I are bouncing across the country. We bounce 100, 1,000, a million times. We keep bouncing until I lose count. I wake up wanting to tell the whole world about Boeing Bauer. I start at the bus stop. What strength, I say. What balance. He's my pogo stick hero. Hero? Kenny Spivey snorts. Did he have a rocket-powered pogo stick and a cool cape? Kenny, says Ben. I think Ethan means a real-life hero, not a superhero. Cindy Lopez pops her gum. He's a real hero, she says. Does he have a holiday named after him like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or a statue like Abraham Lincoln's in the Lincoln Memorial, asks Kenny. Or maybe there's stuff about him in a museum, says Ben, trying to be helpful. Like Jackie Robinson in the Baseball Hall of Fame? I don't know what to say. I don't think Boeing Bauer has a holiday, a statue, or a spot in any museum, but he should. In a little town like Plainville, we don't have many heroes. So I decided to write up a petition. Maybe if lots of kids sign it, Plainville will have a new holiday, Boeing Bauer Day. At recess the next day, I hang up a poster and wait for kids to come over, but everyone seems more interested in kickball. How can I get their attention? Then it hits me. Trivia. Hey, I call out. Did you guys know that the longest attack of hiccups lasted 68 years? Nobody seems to care except one little kid. I know that word, she says. H-E-R-O, hero. I have a hero. Is it Boeing Bauer, I ask? Huh? She says, no, it's Mrs. Lipton, my teacher. I was sick all last week, and she came to help me with my reading every day after school. I smile. That's great, but do you want to sign my petition? I want to start a holiday for... The girl's eyes light up. Great idea. She takes my clipboard. Hey, everybody, she calls out. Who thinks there should be a holiday called Mrs. Lipton Day? Lots of kids rush over. We do, they say. Before I know it, my Boeing Bauer Day petition became a Mrs. Lipton Day petition. I decided to try something new. Did you know that most Americans eat more than 50 tons of food in their lives? That means supermarkets are busy places. I set up a table outside of Super Shop and Save. Maybe I can raise enough money for a Boeing Bauer statue. Excuse me, I say to one lady. Want to help honor a Plainville hero? She smiles. All right, I'd like to honor my neighbor, Mr. Mott. He mows my lawn and cleans my gutters, and he won't take a penny for it. I explain about Boeing Bauer and a statue I want to build. Boeing who, she says? Everywhere I go, it's the same. No one wants to know about my hero, but they want to tell me about their heroes. At swim lessons, my instructor Padma asks about the t-shirt I made. I tell her about Boeing. Then she tells me all about her cousin VJ. He took me snorkeling in Blue Lake to help me get over my fear of deep water, Padma says. After Dex's soccer game, I pass out some Boeing buttons. I tell Dex's coach, Mr. Neely, about Boeing. Then he tells me about his hero, his dad, who worked 3 jobs so Mr. Neely could go to college. Next idea is to make Build It for Boeing signs. I like Deck's color in the letters, but even at home I hear about other people's heroes. Mom looks at my signs and smiles. Ethan, you remind me of Mrs. Cho, she says. You know the lady who saved the old firehouse from being torn down? You're trying to save Plainville history, just like she did. I know my mom is trying to be nice, but this isn't about Mrs. Cho. It isn't about Mrs. Lipton, Mr. Neely's dad, Padma's swim teacher, or that supermarket lady's neighbor. I bet they are all great people. But this is about Boeing Bauer. I want everybody to know what a big hero he is. I try to cheer up by looking for more Boeing Bauer trivia. I flip through far out first until I spot a photo of him. There's a caption, too. Unbelievable, I say to myself. He was daring, determined, a great pogo sticker, and he didn't even do it for himself. He bounced through the rain and snow and desert to help others. Boeing Bauer is even a bigger hero than I thought. Wait a minute. I think back to what everyone said about their own heroes. First, they each worked hard to do something great for someone else, just like Boeing Bauer did. Second, none of them are famous. There's no holiday for Mr. Neely's dad. There's no statue of Padma's cousin, and I bet Mrs. Cho isn't in any museum. But maybe she could be. Maybe they all could be. I forget the Boeing statue. Now I want to build something else. I won't need any money, but I'll need help from Mom, from Mr. Neely, from Padma, and lots of other people too. It isn't long before the Plainville Hero Museum is open for business in our garage. Who gave you the idea to do this? The Plainville News reporter asked me. Well, I replied, it all started with a pogo sticker named Boeing Bauer. Just as the reporter takes my picture, Dex tugs at my shirt. Ethan, can my hero be in the museum? He asks me. Sure, I say. Who is it? Dex smiles. Guess. Oh, okay, I say, scratching my head. But this is one piece of trivia I don't know. It's you, says Dex. You let me bounce on your pogo stick even when you want to. You give me piggyback rides even when you're tired. You read to me at bedtime. You never miss my soccer games, and you do lots of other nice stuff for me. Me? Wow, a hero? I didn't know what to think, but I'm happy Dex sees me that way. Look around. Lots of other people look happy too. Happy to tell the town about their heroes. Okay, so Plainville might never have a Boeing Bauer holiday or a monument or a museum, but it does have a hero museum and a whole lot of heroes. Think about it. Look around. You're surrounded by heroes. You may even be a hero. Think about it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.